Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is a video I've made concerning real football. Now, I'm sure many of you, if you use Twitter or have been on the BBC website, will know Robin van Persie has decided not to sign a new contract with Arsenal. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say in the background I have some footage, some recycled footage from when I won the Honda Cup a while ago, but didn't actually materialise into a video. So that's just in the background. But yeah, I want to talk about Robin van Persie now. Robin van Persie, we've had him since 2004, I do believe, somewhere in some time around then. And about an hour and a half ago, he has decided, or released a statement saying that he will not be signing a new contract. Now, this is an ongoing saga. It's been going on ever since really Fabregas left and Van Persie hadn't signed an extension. And yeah, he's just come out today and said, I won't be signing a new deal. Now, I'm going to try and be as liberal and as objective as possible, but I just wanted to get my own feelings across as an Arsenal fan. Now, Robin van Persie is a very good player at this point in time. He hasn't always been like that. He's always had up and down points, and people say he's stuck with Arsenal through the good times and the bad times. But likewise, we've stuck through him, through the good times. We've stuck with him, through him, with him, through the good times and the bad times. I mean, he used to be injured quite a lot. He used to get injured pretty frequently, like 2009, 2010. He got injured in internationals, and he was never, he's been for a long time in the shadow of other strikers. He was in the shadow of, obviously, Henry, Bergkamp, then for a time Adebayor. And only recently, as we haven't replaced those players that have gone on and left, he's kind of come into the limelight. And even then, it was towards the end of last season, and obviously this season he was being absolutely superb. And I'm not gonna say suddenly, oh, he's shit. He will be remembered for a lot of what he's done this season. If it wasn't for him, we'd have finished 16th or something, which is absolutely ridiculous for a club of, well, supposedly a club of our magnitude. And you've just got to look at Robin van Persie and think, is this the end of an Arsenal era? I mean, Robin van Persie is arguably the last big name we have at the club, really. I mean, we've always had big names, and you could say Robin van Persie is the last one leaving Arsenal. I know, people are going to say, oh, Arteta is good, Arteta, Song, sorry, my dog's barking in the background, Sanya, Chesney, Wilshere, but none of these players are quite at the same magnitude as Robin van Persie. Before we had players like Henry, Bergkamp, Perez, Ljungberg, I can't pronounce that name, Ljungberg, and then, Nasri, Fabregas. Nasri, big name, kind of, for one season. I don't want to insult any Arsenal fans by, pronouncing any names. Ljungberg. Anyway, if I've said that wrong, I apologise. Slightly before my time, I guess. But yeah, we've always had big names at the club, and Robin van Persie, you could say, is the last one in this era. I mean, what's frustrating about losing Robin van Persie is the fact that we really did we did what he wanted. He said, that he wouldn't be signing a new contract if we were, well, he didn't say it directly, but implied that he wouldn't be signing a new contract if we didn't get Champions League. We got Champions League. He said that he wouldn't be signing a new contract if we didn't sign new players, that bit's quite ambiguous. He said big names, good players, and Podolski and Giroud are pretty good players. We made the right strides. It's only July. Last year we didn't make any real transfers until, the last 2 weeks of the transfer period in late August. And we've obviously made big strides and we made big moves. And it's frustrating to see him leave. Now, I'm not going to go all out. I mean, I've seen people saying break a leg. Obviously not in the more contemporary use, do well, break a leg physically, and I'm going to kidnap your family, and all sorts of ludicrous threats. But then you also get some people on Twitter saying, oh, I hope he does well wherever he goes, oh, I hope he finds what he wants. And these are Arsenal fans. I would put my opinion and Tyler's opinion, roughly, I think, the way I've been speaking to him, I think he's gone around the same wavelength, that it should be in the middle, It all really depends on where Robin van Persie goes. If he goes to Juventus, or if he goes to Real Madrid or Barcelona, or a club like that, Bayern Munich maybe, he's being linked everywhere at the moment, then I think Arsenal fans would be able to eventually forgive. eventually let it go, because he has had some very, very good times. You know, his goal against Barcelona, he's left us with some great memories, and this season we owe so much to him. But if he goes to Manchester City, that shit's going out the window. I really do believe if he goes to Manchester City, it's going to be hard for any Arsenal fan to look at him and go, you know, oh, legend. It's so hard. I mean, people do. I personally don't, but people did question Vieira to some extent when he just went there to coach or manage or do whatever he does at Manchester City. And I just think personally, I couldn't look at Van Persie in his very, very prime at Arsenal. You know, built up to be the player he is today by Arsenal. I couldn't look at him and respect him if he was wearing that Manchester City shirt. I mean, he says he wants to win things. He could win everything with Juventus. He could win everything with Barca, win everything with Real Madrid. Why would he need to go to Manchester City? It's not because he loves London. His family, his wife, I have no idea how to say her name, but she said, you know, oh, I want to keep the family in London. Manchester is very different to London. It's up north. He can't use, you know, I want to stay in London, because to move from London obviously to Manchester would be some upheaval, and to be honest, if you're moving from London, you'd rather go to Turin or Barcelona or Madrid than Manchester. Although I don't want to offend any Mancunians out there, but that's I'm sure that's maybe quite a good point. I'm not too sure, but with Ron Van Persie, it all depends on how much we get for him. If we get enough to buy a new player, someone of the calibre, I'm not saying specifically Falcao, Cavani, so that it depends on how much we get for him. If we get like 10 million, it's going to be hard again it's going to be annoying anyway. And number 2, where he goes, his destination is absolutely pivotal to where and how he is respected by Arsenal fans. And 3, how we do after he leaves. I know that's a bit weird, but people hated Nasri more because of the fact as soon as he left, we were getting hammered 8-2 by, we were getting hammered by Manchester United 8-2, and we were losing to Blackburn 4-3 and all that crap. I think it would have been a very different reaction if, after Nasri had left, we'd been winning like 6-7-0 and still challenging for the title. So, I mean, if Giroud, however you pronounce it, and Poldi are shit immediately or struggle to find their feet, it's going to be, again, hard to not dislike Van Persie. And finally, if he disrupts the club, so you see people like Walcott, Song, Arteta, well, actually, no, Arteta's on a big contract, I think, already, Vermaelen, Koscielny, Sanya, not sign new contracts as some kind of result of Van Persie not signing his, again, it's going to be hard to respect this guy. I mean, yeah, he's done a lot for the club, and I'm not saying immediately, the budget's making a fucking racket. I'm not saying immediately he's going to be hated, but it all depends on his destination and the way he leaves the club. And so that's all I've got to say, really. If I want to see any Arsenal fans, or even Premier League fans, and even Manchester City fans, I want to see all you guys' opinion in the comments. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in a bit. Cheers.